Does it feel like every part of your life is divided? Every scenario, every environment. Your church, your school, your work, your friends. Left, right, conservative, liberal, religious, secular. It seems you always have to take a side. This is a conversation between a progressive Christian and a conservative atheist who happen to be great friends. Welcome to Living on Common Ground.
Do you think if we met today, we would still be friends?
I don't know, but we're friends now.
A mob is no less a mob because they're with you.
Man, so what? We won a few games. And y'all fools think that's something? Man, that ain't nothing, y'all. And you know what else? We ain't nothing either. Yeah, we came together in camp. Cool. But then we're right back here and the world tells us that they don't want us to be together. We fall apart like we ain't a damn bit of nothing, man.
All right, we're recording.
Wonderful.
I said that for Krista because we haven't actually announced that we're recording in a long time.
I know she really likes it when we do that.
She misses that.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Yep.
So, anyway, how are you?
I'm good.
Yeah? I know you.
I'm good. I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
That's right.
Fantasy football draft.
Yeah. What time do you fly out?
7
in
the morning.
That's commitment.
Very important.
Commitment.
It's very important that I.
How long have you guys been doing this fantasy football?
I don't know if it's been a full 20 years, but it's close.
Wow.
It's close to 20 years. I think that's right. We, as soon as it was like toward the beginning of when, you could do it online, when Yahoo started doing it online. We never did it. Like people have done fantasy football and the other sports and stuff, like long before the internet existed.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I'm not good.
I don't know how they were doing that.
Yeah, I know a lot of people do fantasy football, and I would be interested in doing like something like that.
I bet you would like fantasy baseball.
I would love fantasy baseball. I did fantasy hockey, and we did it before that it was available online, like you're talking about.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm.
Who kept that? Like, how did you do the stats?
I was the commissioner.
And you like recorded the stats and everything?
Oh, every day I would get up and I'd pull out the newspaper.
That's
how long ago, right?
Yeah, that's how you'd have to
and
do it.
And you would have to score it. Yeah. And so I don't remember. It was like you got so many points for, so like a goalie would get so many points for saves.
Right.
Obviously you can't get a point for every save because that's ridiculous.
Yeah, you can run it however you want.
And, but like you get so many points for an assist, so many points for a goal. And, and I would have to sit there and tally and, but you have 10 people in the league. That was it. So you're really just doing 5 games. Right.
Sure.
But hockey is daily. So every day, I'm sure my boss.
Just the 5 games. It's 5 games, but then it's like each player.
Oh, yeah.
All the players. You've got to record all the players' stats.
But what we would do too is you were only allowed to start 1 center, 2 wings, 2 defensemen, and your goalie. Right. So you had only 6 players. So it's not like the NFL where you got 11 people out there.
Yeah. That's true.
And plus you don't have offense and defense because you just run it that way.
That's true.
Right. And so, that's what you did.
I don't know, man.
Yeah. And so like even your defensemen, they didn't get points for like how well, they didn't get points if it was a shutout or anything like that.
Sure.
The goalie did, but they had to score. So you were looking for a bunch of high scoring defensemen even.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Yeah. So it was
bit
good.
easier,
And it's been so long now, I don't mind admitting this out loud. So I would get to my office. This was when I was still in advertising.
Yeah.
And I was working for a sporting good company. So, but I would get to the office, I'd get myself a cup of coffee, and I would sit at my desk and I would get the newspaper out. And the first thing I would do every day was score our fantasy league.
It's awesome. That's the right kind of time theft as far as I'm concerned.
And I'm sure that my boss probably knew. She didn't play with us, but you've got people coming in throughout the day, giving me their rosters,
right,
and things like that,
right.
And so you've got to set the rosters because everybody that was in it worked, we all worked in the same corporate office together.
Yeah.
So like some people were in purchasing, I was over in advertising.
But again, having it all be analog is just crazy to me.
Yeah, I can't even imagine. Well, it's so funny because I remember like you would buy those magazines. Remember those magazines?
Which magazines?
Like if for your fantasy football drafts and stuff like that.
Well, we never did. I mean, like
you guys never used them?
No, we never had them.
Oh, they're out there. But like, I just saw a whole thing today about how people were talking about if you buy a magazine, like it'll give you like the insider tips before your draft type stuff. You know
everyone's got their favorite. Everyone in the league has their favorite apps. They've got their favorite
just the fact that there's apps on, right? Like back in the day, you bought that magazine and you read.
Yeah.
And you had to know, like, this were stats from last year and this is projected. And
everyone's got their favorite, top 100 or whatever.
So do you have yours all plotted out?
I don't. I have it. Like I'll go in pretty blind. I'm like.
Have you ever won this thing in 20 years?
Never. I helped co-commission for a while.
Okay, so you just do it because you enjoy the camaraderie.
And maybe one day.
Yeah. What do you get? What do you get if you win?
We've got a trophy. What else now? You get a ring. We've got a ring. Every year we buy a ring.
Okay.
If you lose, we've got a license plate cover that's like pink and glittery that you got to put on that says like I lost my, I came in last place.
Yeah.
And I think there's something else. I had it for like I've come in last place several years.
Yeah. I was watching a baseball game and a guy came walking in and he was dressed like this ridiculous whatever. And the announcers were like, looks like he lost his fantasy league.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so,
coming up with last place punishments is always really fun.
Nice.
That's always fun.
Nice.
No, I told somebody this. I was at a middle school football game last week. And because one of my sons, a couple of my son's friends play in it. And I was telling one of the parents, like, I would watch an elementary school flag football game where I knew none of the kids right now. Like, I love watching football.
All right.
I'll just watch any football.
Then I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So, okay, we have queued up I've never
had a team though. Like I've never had a team that's like my team. Like I care about this team.
Why not? Like, what about the 49ers?
I just never cared. It was never anything in my family.
Oakland?
Yes. Okay. So the closest we ever got was my mom would always say that we are a Raiders family.
Sure.
Okay. And then for a while, being a Raiders fan also meant, before they moved to Vegas, I don't know how it is now, but before they moved to Vegas, being a Raiders fan meant like
the outlaw.
You also were an outlaw.
Absolutely.
So then that was like part of when I was like a dirtbag, for a long time. Then it was like but it wasn't, I never followed them. I never like knew any of the players. I just
so you just like football, but you don't really follow a team.
Love watching football.
All right, so let me ask you a question then, and we don't ever have to get to the reflection today because this I find very interesting. What do you think about what's happening right now to? I'm not going to say because it's happening to college football
with paying of money and stuff, and
now they're bringing, like, if you entered in the NFL, you were drafted and you played and you got cut and you still have eligibility, some schools are now starting to take them back. Lane Kiffin, I think, is the one who started this. I don't know that for sure. But he had a lot to say about it.
Okay.
And he said, he's doing everything he can to help LSU win where he's at now.
Okay.
And some of the conferences,
5th-year eligibility still, even though he was in the NFL.
Well, Lane Kiffin is a coach. He's a coach at LSU. Oh, okay. That's okay. And,
see, I don't know any of that.
That's because you don't follow the SEC, and Lane Kiffin is a villain.
The only one that like I now have kind of followed a little bit is Aguilar, because my oldest is looking at UT as an option. And so then we went to a game last year, and then we're going to a game this year. And so then I was like, now I'm going to be I'm complete fair weather. Okay. I am a 100% fair weather fan. And,
well, I wouldn't say you're fair weather but I would, I don't know. You can say whatever you want. But what I would say is only, but now you might have a vested interest.
I just have, it's just like,
because to me, fair weather would be like, who's going to win?
That's true. It's not about that. It's
Otherwise, you'd
just
be an
like-
Ohio State fan.
Right. You're right. It's not fair weather. It's just like, I'm just doing it now because of Reed. But, so then I have followed a little bit of Aguilar's whole, like, you know, I should have one more year eligibility, and then they denied him, and so now he went to Jacksonville. Is that right?
I don't even know.
I think that's right. He didn't get drafted.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Mm-hmm.
He didn't get drafted.
I don't think that's crazy.
No?
No.
Okay.
No, yeah. But don't trust me because I don't have a fantasy team. I think if I had a fantasy team, I would probably know better.
Sure.
Now, if you want to ask me about baseball players.
Yeah.
And
wait, but go back to you had a question. You were asking me like what I think.
So what do you think about, like, okay, so now you have the NIL, right? They get money, they get you can change, and you know, you don't even have to have a waiting, like you don't have to have a year that, like it used to be, if you transferred, you have to wait a year before you're eligible to play again. Like you couldn't just transfer and then play the next year. You had to wait.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you would lose some eligibility. Then, well, you wouldn't lose eligibility because the idea was that you would lose a year because you're a student first. That used to be the thing, right? And then now we're going to pay them, and well, we should pay them because we're making a lot of money, and blah 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 blah. And then, you know, and I didn't even like that because I'm like, well, they are getting paid. I'm spending $60,000 to send my daughter to University of Cincinnati.
Yeah,
that's you're getting paid. You're getting $60,000.
That's an argument,
right? But now, if you tried to get into the NFL and you didn't make it for some reason, and you still have some eligibility left, people are re-enrolling in colleges to play football.
Yeah, and of course you have,
and you're going to get paid,
now.
Right?
And so that would be the reason to do it.
It's ridiculous.
I
got a problem with it.
Yeah, I can hear. I was just talking to I was in physical therapy yesterday, and I was talking to him about it. And what was he saying? He was talking about some boarding school that's in Chattanooga. I don't know if you know. That apparently they like, it's a high school, and I mean they produce like high value sports players.
Sure.
And he's talking about I don't know if it was a running back or a quarterback or whatever, that is going to UT.
I think I've seen this kid online.
And is getting $5 million to go to UT. That's right, because he was looking at Ohio State also. That he's and it just clicked to me that like, so what I think about it is that it seems like where we are now is the inevitable situation. It's inevitable that they would have to get paid at some point. I think that it is unreasonable to expect that you could continue the system where they're not getting paid.
I think I disagree.
I'm not saying that you should. That's not my point.
Yeah.
I think that it's inevitable.
What makes it inevitable?
Because they're generating so much money and they're adults. And at some point, they were going to collectively bargain, which is what they did, and they were going to get paid. At some point, I don't think that there wasn't going to be a strong enough legal reasoning to keep them from getting paid.
I just think it ruins the sport.
But what that means now is, I was taught this is what I was telling my therapist, physical therapist, is I know, well, I don't know personally. I have been told of families who start their kid in kindergarten a year later, purely so that they will be a year older than everyone as they get through school, because they are going to be in some sort of sport.
Sure.
They're going to be in some sort of sport, right? I also have been told of families who have held their kids back in like 5th grade, 6th grade for the same reason, right? And you think about that and you go, okay, there's an incentive to do that even before this system. Even before the system, there's an absolute incentive to do that. You can see that incentive because if you can get that edge and your kid can get to Ohio State or UTK or someplace, and then they land that, 30 million over 5 years deal or whatever, man, was it worth starting them in kindergarten as a 6-year-old instead of a 5-year-old or a 7-year-old instead of a 6-year-old? Absolutely, you can see that incentive, right? And now, though, if they can land a $5 million deal out of high school and then go, what's fascinating to me is the incentive structures will have all these downstream effects on humans all across the United States that aren't even born yet. Like some 2-year-old is going to be, and this is always the case, of course, but I just think some 2-year-old is going to start in school, at 7 years old instead of at 6 because of this, because of things that were
potential to get millions of dollars straight out of high school.
Things that were put into motion 15 years ago in collective bargaining across the U.S. I just think it's fascinating.
I hate it.
I don't really have, it's not, we're not a sports family. Our family isn't.
Yeah.
Neither one of my kids have been involved in sports.
Well, this was the first year in a while that I was looking forward to the football season again. Like last year, I grew up a huge Ohio State fan.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that. Anybody that knows me knows that. And so every year growing up, and really all through my 40s and even my early 50s, I loved college football.
Yeah.
But the last few years, well, let's just say the last 3 years, right? Because I'm only 55. I just haven't cared. And it's because it's like,
is that because of the whole trade thing?
It's just that there's just,
what is that called?
Just changed the portal.
The portal?
Yeah, it's just changed so much. And Ohio State, it's a wealthy school and they benefit from it, right? I just don't like it.
All the divisions and stuff have changed too, right? The SEC is different.
It used to be the Big Ten because there was 10 and it was located in the Midwest.
Yeah.
Now the Big Ten runs all the way from Southern California to the East Coast, right? To Rutgers.
Yeah.
Over in New Jersey. You have USC.
Yeah.
And Rutgers. And Oregon. Like, come on.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And that's Big Ten. Some are gone. Like, I feel so bad. The Pac-10, I used to love the Pac-10, even though it was my Saturday evening games that we would watch. And I used to love, I would be so excited about the Rose Bowl every year. Like, I didn't care. I can remember even, I was into my 20s and I still didn't know, there was a national champion. All we cared about was, did you win the Big Ten? And did you get to go to the Rose Bowl? And then in the Rose Bowl, you were probably, when I was young, going to play USC.
Yeah.
Right? Now Oregon's became a powerhouse and UCLA would show up every now and then. They always got their, they always had their moment when it was basketball.
Yeah.
But, but they would have Troy Aikman, when he was at UCLA, they were good.
Yeah.
And, so you had these phases. But now it's like the national championship this past year, it was really which billionaire fielded a better team.
Sure.
Right.
So this is fascinating to me because this is something that Krista was talking about when we decided we were UT fans. And then she started looking into
and I hope that doesn't stick.
Well, we have a flag. We got a flag. I have an entire section of my closet that's all orange and white.
I can get you a bowling green. That's orange also.
Sure. That's fine, I guess.
For Robbie.
But so we were talking about this and it all comes down to advertising contracts, obviously.
Yep.
That's really what has happened.
Boosters.
It's all the and I know this is always said, it's always said with such derision. It's all because of money. But that's it. Yes, it is. That just is. That's just a thing. It's neutral. It just is. But here's what I think is fascinating. It might be these contracts might be more lucrative, and it might have caused these consolidations and rearrangements and all of this because of streaming. Because of the streaming services, this is something that's been talked about. I'm not inventing this. It's been talked about a ton of times. The only thing that makes sense to watch live is sports, which makes all the sports ad contracts so much more valuable, proportionally, right? Like in relationship to other.
You're going to get a lot more bang for your buck.
Yeah, whereas
because people are actually sitting and watching the live, you're going to want your advertisement.
Only thing that they'll watch live. So
yeah, that's true. That's about it.
It's a proportion.
Thinking about myself.
Yeah, it's the only thing anybody cares about watching live.
Yeah, I prefer to actually wait and let multiple episodes come out.
Yeah,
so that I can sit down and binge them.
But even if you're watching it the day it comes out, like on HBO or whatever, you're not watching it at that time. No. You don't care about that time. Nobody cares about it, right?
Yeah, so, I'm not sitting down at 8:00 at night to watch All in the Family come on.
But 20 years ago, that's what it was. And so it's not like anybody did anything nefarious. It's just that technology wiped away. Like the sports contracts were still lucrative.
Yeah.
Super lucrative.
Sure.
However, they become way more lucrative in relationship to anything else because there's nothing else on there. There's no other game in town now besides sports viewing in terms of live viewership,
which is also causing problems in another way, because now they can make money by signing contracts with various streaming services.
Sure.
Right? So you might not be able to get the game because you don't have Apple TV.
Yeah, sure.
That's ridiculous.
Well,
but you should be.
There's no should here, though.
There is a should.
Why is there a should?
Because I am going to be the conservative today.
Okay.
And the way it used to be is the best way it was.
Okay. And the way that it used to be was?
You would turn on your television and
they would broadcast
they would be broadcast
on the public
and
airwaves.
As long as you had television, you could watch it. Now you have to pay for a service in order to be able to watch a game.
Yeah.
I think that and then if you want to you really want to start getting me like this whole streaming thing and the service things is ridiculous too. I pay.
Yeah, no, I know where you're going. You're totally right.
I pay for MLB app. Okay. I have a subscription to MLB because I will watch just about any game unless it's the Yankees. I don't really like to watch the Yankees. And there's a few I won't watch, right? Like Minnesota Twins.
Obviously.
Kansas City Royals.
Yeah.
Right.
Kansas
City Chicago
Royals.
White Sox.
Human garbage.
If the White Sox is losing, I'll watch that one. But okay, anyway. But I do every morning. I get up, I make myself a cup of coffee, and the first thing I do is I sit down and I watch condensed games. And there's 4 teams that I make sure I watch religiously every morning. And so I can watch those condensed games in 12 minutes each.
Okay.
And I get the game.
Yeah.
If I didn't get to watch them the night before. Okay. So I pay for it.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot of money for me for the season to have full access.
I bet it is.
And the way they promote it is full access, MLB, blah, 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 blah. Unless we block it or unless we've actually sold the rights to that game to a different streaming service.
Sure.
So, you wanted to watch that game? Well, do you have a subscription to YouTube TV? Well, that one's blocked out. Oh, wait. And even like, that
used to be the same on NFL games. With NFL games, if they didn't sell it out,
right,
then they would black it out.
And I get that.
Except for the local affiliate.
But now if you're charging me to pay for but I should be able to see it. You shouldn't be able to then say, here. It'd be like me saying, here, you want to buy this phone? Yeah, but you can't really have it.
Listen.
Well, no, you can't. I'm sorry, you can't. I know you paid for it. However, we're going to actually also sell this to this person over here.
Yeah.
And so they paid more.
I agree.
So right now you don't get it.
I understand
that's bull.
That is our entire world. Our entire world is a renting world.
So like if the Mets are playing the Reds or they're playing the Braves, we don't get the game.
Because it's on a different streaming service?
No, because because of where we live here in Nashville, they block out Cincinnati games and they block out Atlanta games. Because what? They want us to
try to drive people to go to the games? Is that what it is?
I guess. We're considered the local market.
Yeah, it's got to be some sort of local affiliate thing.
Right? Or maybe it's because TBS, and so but we don't get TBS. Anyway, you've hit a hot button here,
clearly.
Right?
Yeah.
So that bothers me. Back to college football, though.
Yeah.
Because that bothers me, too.
Yeah.
I just want it to be the way it was.
Yeah, I get it. I know,
I want the Big Ten to have 10.
Yeah.
You know, I still want there to be a Pac-10. I still want there to be a Big 12. I still, SEC, fine. You can have your SEC, whatever. You know, I still want them to be student athletes. And I think part of it too is the university's making money, but they're also using that money to provide scholarships for people like your volleyball team.
That's true.
Right. And so, I don't know. I sound like an old man.
No, I get it. And it
just bothers me.
Yeah, you've got a vested interest. It's easy for me to say that this just is what it is, and because I don't have, I'm not emotionally wrapped up in it and all of that. What was I going to say? There was something that I was thinking about. I do think that if there is a way to make more money on anything, that will be done on anything.
Yep.
We have whatever you want to call it, a financial aristocracy or economic aristocracy. That is our society. It's not a blood aristocracy, although they overlap a lot. Sure. Ours is a financial one. And so I do think that it will happen if it can. If there's a way to rearrange things to make more money, it will just happen. And but I also understand how much you don't like that. I think some of the obviously I'm not going to litigate this. Some of the justification of the paying them thing is like that they were already being paid, but it was fraudulent payments, and so they was like bring it out into the open kind of thing.
Maybe this is a bit hypocrisy on my part.
It's still happening.
Yeah.
The fraudulent stuff is still happening.
I remember in Ohio State, Jim Tressel, who was a great coach, lost his job because student athletes, football team, were selling off their own gear that they're given for free.
Sure.
Right. So you get workout clothes and all that kind of stuff. And they were selling it and using the money to get tattoos. And somebody sent an email to Jim Tressel about, hey, this is going on. And he ignored it. And then the NCAA cracked down on that. That to me, that was ridiculous. So I have no problem. Here's the thing. I have no problem with if you have a stud kid coming out in college and EA Sports wants to pay him to have an NCAA football game and they want his likeness. I have no problem with that.
So you have no problem with them getting endorsements?
I have no problem with them getting
private endorsements, but just not being paid by the school.
I don't think the university should be paying them to play.
Were they not? Are they allowed to get private endorsements?
Now they are.
So that all got wrapped up together.
That's all part of the NIL. Okay. Name, image, likeness is what that stands for.
But at the same time that they changed it so that the schools could pay them, they also changed it so that they're allowed to get private endorsements.
And I don't think that the school should make money. Like, I don't think that the school should be able to put Dancy Cabile on the back of a jersey and then sell the jersey and the university make money. I don't think that. I think that
it's complicated.
I think that the student has every right.
They could go ahead and try put Dancy Cabile on the back of a jersey. See how much they make on that.
But I think that your name, your image, and your likeness is yours, and that if people want to pay you for that, that's fine. I just don't think universities should be paying players to come.
Yeah. And so I mean,
no, it's not that. It's not that gray. This is black and white, Lucas. This is just the way it should be.
I do love being on the other side of the conservative.
Because let's be honest, Mark Cuban won the college football championship last year as the University of Indiana.
So how is he involved with the University of Indiana then?
He's an alumni.
So, but what I'm saying is like he donates to University of Indiana and then they use those funds to pay to bring on players.
My understanding, and I could be completely wrong, is that he donated directly to the football program.
I see. Okay.
And then the football program used the money to buy players. In Oregon, they all do it. I get it, right? And I know that this sounds like sour grapes because, Indiana finally did something other than basketball. But I really don't think that's what it is.
Speaking of Indiana basketball, I was up in their Coliseum this last weekend watching Garth Brooks kick off his new tour.
Oh, yay.
It was awesome.
I'm glad you enjoyed that.
It was fantastic. It was spur of the moment.
Yeah.
Well, kind of. But that was awesome. Sorry, I derailed.
No, that's okay.
I derailed it.
No, if you want to bring up other things I don't like, country music is one of them. We can just keep listing things I don't like.
Garth Brooks is barely country music, man. He's the Britney Spears of country music.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I tried to like country music in 1997. It didn't stick.
97.
It's the year I moved to Tennessee.
I'm trying to think of 97. Yeah, that's still good years. 97's good. 95, 96.
For what? For country music or just
Brooks and Dunn, Tim McGraw. That's like Tim McGraw height.
Yeah, I don't know. All right.
Did we solve it? Did we
solve anything? Yeah, it just.
I really like the idea of student athletes playing student games and not getting paid. I like that idea. I don't think it's reasonable to expect it long term. Now, here's the deal. Because of this, my prediction is this absolutely is going to, could very easily trickle down to high schools, elite high schools. I don't see why.
High schools have already been doing stuff.
You wouldn't start paying high school players.
I don't think they're not paying them yet, but there's free tuition available. There's all these things that are going on.
Which is all what was available on college.
Yeah, which is why so many of those prep schools have such great football programs.
And you've already got the infrastructure there with the whole stars. What is it? Like the star system? Like the 5-star and whatever. Like you've got that infrastructure to rate players nationwide. And I would not be surprised at all if in 10 years we're talking about how high school football has been corrupted by paying the players.
Well,
and
10 years from now, I'm going to be just walking on the beach somewhere and I'm not going to worry about anything that's going on in this world anymore.
Holy cow. 10 years from now, you're going to be 65.
I know. You just realize how old I am?
Yeah.
I'm an old man.
I'll be.
If I could retire now, Lucas, I would.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just a little personal thing. My nephew, he committed to play at Florida International.
Okay.
FIU. He was recruited by schools as big as like Oregon flew him out. He plays tight end. He's from North Carolina.
Okay.
UNC.
How tall is he?
Wake Forest. He's 6'4", 6'5", 225 pounds.
Dang.
Yeah.
Okay.
With a
Playing tight end,
massive wingspan.
Mm-hmm. What's his name?
His name's Drew Easter.
Drew Easter.
Yeah.
All right.
And I was shocked because I knew the size of the schools that were recruiting him, and he committed before he even began his senior year.
Mm.
And I was talking to somebody about that. I was like, I mean, of course, I'm thrilled for him.
Yeah.
I'm thrilled for him. It's a full ride. He's going to go play in Miami.
Yeah.
But not at Miami. But still, it's a competitive program, but it's not like that top tier.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I was like, that's interesting to me. And then someone said, and I didn't think about this, that he probably had coaches at those big universities tell him, go play there or something like that for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Get your field time.
Mm-hmm.
You get the money you can get, whatever from those smaller markets and stuff like that. And in 2 years, if you're still rocking and rolling, we're going to call you.
Yeah.
And you can come to Oregon.
Yeah.
And that's when all of a sudden you start making the big money.
Well, and it makes sense too because, this applies. This is a longer conversation that I think should be talked about a lot for high school students because it applies across the board. You really need to think about the trade-off between being a medium-sized fish in an elite school versus being the same size fish, but now you're a big fish in a medium-sized school.
Mm-hmm.
And so if he can be a star at this school for 2 years, way better for him than being middling and not getting any kind of airtime in Oregon for 2 years. Then he can come to Oregon as the star. That's fantastic.
I know. And I get it. And it's great for Drew. But I'm still in that place where I'm like,
that irks you.
That sucks for Florida International, FIU, right? Because
in a way, I could make the argument though they wouldn't have gotten him for those first 2 years. Maybe that gives them the ability to pull guys that could be a star for them. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm just making devil's advocate.
I know a kid. Well, I know a person who knows a kid.
Yeah,
who he went to Ohio State to play basketball.
Mm-hmm.
And was, as a freshman, he got on the court a little bit, but he left Ohio State and he went to a smaller school, probably with the intention of a couple years,
go back. Yeah. No, it's good. It's good strategy. I think that, like I said, I think that is something that high schoolers should think about outside of sports.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you want to go Ivy League because you watch Gilmore Girls or whatever, and you have it in your head that that is the dream.
I don't even get the reference
or whatever.
Yeah.
Right. And I get that. I think a lot more kids need to be educated on it is way better to be top of your class at, some state school and be a star there than be lost in the crowd at Harvard, unless your plan is to go, unless you have to, because you're from a particular social strata and you really need to in order to stay in that or whatever, you know what I mean?
But
if you're climbing,
whatever,
but if you're climbing, I think a lot of times it's better to go to that middle school and be the star and climb that way, make your connections there, Anyway.
All right. Well, we didn't solve anything, but I sure got to air my
your grievances.
Yeah. So basically, I wish
I'm sympathetic, Jeff.
The way it used to be.
I'm sympathetic. I just don't think it.
You found one of the things where I am uber conservative.
Yeah.
Not uber.
College football,
baseball. Even I'm okay with certain things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with the challenging the strike zone and stuff like that. I'm okay with the pitch count. I'm okay with all that. But there are certain things within sports.
Keep them the same.
Yeah. So really just a couple of weeks ago, super excited. And then I find out college football is doing this. And then the Browns announced that Deshaun Watson is going to be their starting quarterback this year. So even though he has 27, he's been 27 counts, he's been accused of rape or something like that.
I mean, that is always the case.
Ridiculous.
We'll take you back if you can throw touchdowns.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but the fact of the matter is, he's really not even that good. Okay. Well, apparently he's better though than Deion Sanders' kid.
Oh, really?
That's the other one.
That was the other one that was coming up. Yeah.
So, all right. Thanks for getting under my skin today.
You're welcome.
Thank you for listening to Living on Common Ground. Please follow wherever you listen to your podcasts and share it with your friends. You can also find a link to our social in the description. The more people we have living on common ground, the better the world will be.